Hi, welcome to Joanne's Sweet and Savory Creations. Tonight, I'm going to do for you bread pudding. Now, last week I posted just a picture of me taking the bread pudding out, but actually today I am going to do the recipe. Now, this is for a friend of mine, so it's a little different recipe that I'm doing today. She likes apples in hers. So I'm just doing a different one, but I am going to post another video later on this week with the raisins, I won't say the normal way, the regular way of doing it. So we're going to start off with some cinnamon. I have 4 eggs. We're going to do a teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. I have 2 cups of milk here. I have 1/3 cup of sugar. I have my butter, which I'm going to do a 1/2 stick of melted butter. You'll see what I do with that later. I have some brown sugar here, which I'm going to add in about a teaspoon of syrup. I have my French loaf bread. And I have my apples, fresh apples. I use 3 apples. It depending on the size of the bread pudding that you're making. Determines how many, if you even want to put apples in yours. I'm just doing this for a friend of mine because that's what she likes. So as you see, I have the French loaf here. I'm opening it up. And I'm going to slice this down the middle. Or you could just cut it in half. That's even better. Just cut it in half like that. And I usually just slice it down the middle here. Slice it down the middle. Or pull it apart. You're going to tear it up anyway. So you just want to take your bread like this and just pinch it off. Just like you feeding birds in the park or something. Just pinch it off. And how I do it, I just eyeball it. Since I started making bread pudding, I have not yet used the whole loaf that I had. So it really depends on the size of your bread pudding. I have to do another bread pudding for my job. Another pre-Thanksgiving carry-in Friday. So that one I will be doing just the raisins and the other regular ingredients. So this one is just for a friend that said her mom used to make it with apples. I never heard of it, but it might be good. You never know. So you just want to keep pinching off your bread and making sure that you get every inch of your casserole dish here. Now, she's just a lucky soul because she's getting one person to make cheesecake. I'm making the bread pudding, and then her other friend doing a cake. So she's going to be all sweet out. So I'm still just cutting up, pinching off my bread here. And you want to use day old bread, which this bread is way old, but probably about a week because I had it about that long, but it's not going to be. I kept it in the refrigerator and took it out today. So That's the best bread to use. Now, I seen a recipe the other day. The lady used croissants. And I was like, wow. Which I'm pretty sure that's be good too, you know. So she used croissants, and she said, well, I don't put I'm gonna cut a little bit more off. She said I don't put butter because it's butter in the croissant. So okay, that makes sense. So I think I watched the recipe, but I didn't watch all of it. And she put chocolate chips in hers. So her recipe was totally different. It's really to your taste, how you want it, and your preference, you know. And it's good to try different stuff. I might try one with the chocolate chips in it. I might try that. So I'm done. So this is how your bread should look before you put like your custard, or you put this up over your bread. Get my bread crumbs up here. Okay, so since I'm adding the apples, I'm going to go on and put the apples in now. Now, I'm just showing you guys right now how I'm going to make this up. I'll waste some milk right here. But I'm actually going to bake it tomorrow before I go to work. Because actually what happens is the milk, the egg, all the seasoning, the vanilla, the brown sugar, the regular sugar, all this is going to soak into this bread here. And it's going to make it so moist. You know, now you can do it the same day that you want to bake it, but you have to let it soak at least an hour to 2. So your bread, I've heard so many people say, oh, my bread pudding came out dry, or you don't want your bread pudding dry. So to alleviate that, you need to let it soak. So I'm just going to add in these apples. Add the apples in. I need to hurry up because they're turning. So I'm going to here. I'm just going to get a spoon or something, or a fork. It don't matter. I just want to toss these apples in here. Mix them in. So we just want to toast these apples in. Not toast them, toss them in. Fold them in. Make sure it's incorporated all through the bread. And then we're going to work on the wet mixture. So you just want to make sure she has, in every bite of the bread pudding, we'll make sure she has apples. Okay? And we're just going to push it down some. Now I just cubed them up a little bit, the apples. Peeled it and just cubed it. Okay, now I'm going to move this over here, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do the custard. Okay, we're starting off with 2 cups of milk, 1/3 cup of sugar, I'm going to eyeball the cinnamon. It's really to your taste. So I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons in here. And then we're going to put our vanilla. And we're going to mix this all in. Okay, so I have added my sugar, my brown sugar, teaspoon of vanilla, and I'm about to add my eggs in. So I'm just giving this a real good mix, stirring it in. I'm going to add my eggs, one at a time. Be careful that you don't get the eggshell in there. I'm just going to stir it in one at a time. And this is what you're going to pour over your bread and your apples. And you're going to let this soak overnight. And then in the morning, I'm going to bake it at 350 for 30 to 35 minutes until your bread springs up. It's just like a cake. You're going to touch it and it's going to spring back. And that's how you know that your bread pudding is ready. And you can just let it sit and cool, which I might have to do anyway because I got to take it to work for a friend of mine. Okay, so I got 2 more eggs to put in. And you can use cream. I chose to use milk, whole milk. I'm just going to keep stirring this in. Make sure you mix the eggs in real well. Okay. I got 1 more egg. Okay, so we're just going to put this to the side for a sec. And I'm not wasting it on my stove. And it smells all good already, and I haven't even stirred a little. I haven't even poured it over the apples and stuff yet. So let me get my saran wrap. Okay, so it's not all the way this egg. Not let me get this egg in here. Let's make sure it's incorporated all the way. Now, of course, if you're making a bigger bread pudding, you would double the ingredients. I'm thinking I'm making probably about the same size here, maybe a little bit bigger for the carry-in at work. Okay, so I'm going to set that to the side, and then I'm going to get my casserole here, and I'm just going to pour this mixture over the bread and the apples. I just want to make sure we get all over the bread and apples. You see how it soaks it up? So that's why I always use more milk than what they say. Because they said 2 cups, but I use 2.5. I'm going to get my hands washed. Because I'm about to get dirty, y'all. I'm about to push this bread down in the custard. So you just want to take your hands like that and just make sure that everything, all the bread, the apples, is pushed down in there. That's how you want it to look. And then I'm about to melt some butter. I'm gonna get my hands washed. And melt some butter and pour the melted butter over the bread and the apples. And that's simple. This is a simple dessert. You can take this, put this over to the side just because I need some more butter. I always eyeball it first. But this is a simple dessert. You can take, Thanksgiving is coming up, Christmas is coming up. If you want to make it more festive, you can add cranberries in it. I mean, you can just make it your own. So I'm going to show you guys how this look. And this is before it goes in the oven. I'm going to let it sit overnight and let it soak up all that goodness. And then in the morning, probably about 4:30, I think I'll get up and let it bake. And then it'll give it time after it baked to sit and cool a little bit, and for me to transport it to work for the young lady tomorrow. So I'm going to get this butter out, and I'm going to just pour it over the top of the bread. And I think this is enough. Yep, it's just enough. And we're just gonna cover it with some saran wrap, put it in the refrigerator, let it be in the refrigerator all night till like 4:30, and then I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna set my alarm, I'm gonna get up, and I'm going to bake it for 35 minutes until the bread sponge back. You push it, how you test it, it's just like doing a cake. If you push it and the cake and the cake pulls back up, springs back up, it's the same thing with the bread pudding. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. I appreciate everyone that has subscribed to my channels thus far. And until next time, from Joanne Sweet and Savory Creations, bye-bye. Hi, I am back. This is the finished product. This is bread pudding with apples in it. I got up at 3-something this morning to put it in the oven. And I am tired, but here's the finished product. If you like and share this recipe, I would gladly be appreciated. And don't forget to subscribe. Bye-bye now.